I'm Mike Bowers. I'm talking pictures this morning with cartoonist for the Herald Sun, Mark Knight. Good to see you, mate.
Good to see you, Mike.
And a busy week with race that stopped a nation and interest rates that started to go down.
Well, Cup week in Melbourne, it just everything happens down here.
Well, there's nothing you guys like more than being able to draw two really complicated things together, like the Melbourne Cup and interest rates. And Sean Leahy's done it with the good news is we can now afford our mortgage and food. The bad news is we no longer have a house.
We call it the conflation of issues, Mike. Sean's done it beautifully here with the Melbourne Cup and interest rates. And isn't it, these two great issues of how to lose money. You lose your money on the Cup or you can lose money on interest rates. But it looks like we've actually made a bit of money on interest rates.
From the wonderful mind of David Rowe, or the dark mind, depending on which way you look at it. But he's got Tony Abbott riding Red Speedo.
Oh, this is a beautiful play on, of course, Red Caddo, who finished, by a whisker.
By a whisker on his nostril.
Yeah, and poor Tony lost the federal election by a whisker. So he must have felt like he was actually riding Red Speedo.
Red Speedo with his no and his Speedos and the dead horse that he's flogging. He's demanding they run it again, which would be nice. And it's Tony who's got the blinkers on, not the horse.
That's right.
There was this wonderful pictures in the Fairfax papers of Simon Crean, who should have been Simon Mr. Sheen, really. They have the 1867 Cup was at Parliament. And in the background is the gloved curator who had delivered it carefully so that there was no, oils from skins upon this precious...
Don't even breathe on it.
And Simon just picks the lid off and just the look on her face and there's, oh, God.
Grabs it in his grubby politician's hands, and what they didn't show was that he filled it full of VB and then went...
Kathy Wilcox has picked up on the Qantas dispute. The Qantas fleet may have been grounded, but there was certainly a lot of hot air and a lot of things left up in the air.
Oh, look, and just another thing to make Cup Week so more exciting. Australia's major airline is scratched. I love it when a cartoonist takes, something we know, like this ad. We still call Australia.
Sorry, kids, the flight home's been cancelled and the boss has found some talented photogenic kids from Singapore who've agreed to sing the song for half price.
Hey, yeah, it's business.
Mate, Chris Downs from the Hobart Merc has got a new take on what the tail logo should be, which is a flightless bird.
It's beautiful, isn't it? That is lovely. The good old emu.
I thought perhaps maybe an ostrich, something not from here that keeps its head in the sand, would work.
That could be later on when we try to apportion blame.
You've got Alan Joyce saying anyone can do this job. There's nothing to it. I'm paying Qantas workers way too much, and you haven't left the ground, sir.
I think the interesting thing about Qantas is that they sort of survive the Al-Qaeda sort of a period. It's just whether they can survive the Al Joyce period. Boom, boom.
A lot of talk this week about Kevin Rudd and whether he was going to challenge or not, or whether he was manoeuvring, and I couldn't help but feel that he has a voracious appetite for eating a lens. So I did a little bit of research and I went onto the websites of both the Prime Minister. This is her photo gallery from her Prime Minister of Australia site. We have 9 photo galleries. And then I went on to Kevin Rudd's site.
What's Kevin got?
Well, Kevin has 131. He has basically a half a cricket length full of photo galleries. 131 photo galleries, and there are more photos within. These are all galleries. There are literally thousands and thousands of pictures of the man.
He is more photographed than the Kardashians.
I think he might have a problem.
Well, yeah, just as long as they don't give him a microphone, a stage and some cough medicine, because we know what happens then.
Mate, it's always such a great pleasure coming to Melbourne and speaking to you. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Mate, thanks for coming to Melbourne in Cup Week.
And why don't you do the honours?
Baz, I hope you're back to winner this week. Back to you.